Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we're flying the 737-900ER service from Detroit over to Portland. The flight is about 4 hours and 13 minutes according to the OFP. And yeah, we're gonna get started here momentarily. We're expected to depart in about 50 minutes. Yeah, just note that this airplane is a split scimitar aircraft. Just remember that, because once we get to the FMC, it's going to say something else. It's really interesting. I'm going to report it to PMDG. I reinstalled the airplane extra for this video just to see if it's going to fix it. I reinstalled the liveries and I tested other liveries that also have the split scimitars on the 900ER, and they all have the same issue. So I'm pretty sure this is an issue with the PMDG. Also, last time I tried to make this video, I had issues with the GSX. The passengers, the textures wouldn't load. They were all pink. They all had pink pattern, and we'll see if that is the case now since I've updated GSX. So let's go and get started. All right, battery on, standby power guarded, no light, alternate flaps off, wipers park. Electric hydraulic pumps off, gears down, 3 green. Looks like the external power 2 on. Checked. Checked. It's good. That's also checked. Alright, so engine oil quantities are checked. Hydraulic quantities are checked. Let me just double check. Yep, that's checked. Oxygen pressure at least 1000 psi is checked. Rear brake lever down, detent, flaps up, indication agrees. Takeoff config test. That works. Parking brake. Set, light on, pressure sufficient. And the first officer will do his flow. Alright, selectors to nav, verify the self-test completes and goes to align mode, which it does. Voice recorder on. Galley and in-flight entertainment. Position light on. And any other lights as required. And then we're going to go ahead and check or set the EFB. So, we're expecting 3 left. Off, on, optimum, use a center to 25. We're going to plug in our maximum takeoff weight of, I think, 188.2. That's correct, 188.200. Import weather. We're going to calculate, telling us that with our current runway length, our elevation, and our weather conditions, things like that, the maximum allowable takeoff weight is 178.4 approximately, so 178.3, and we're expected to depart with 173.1, so we're just slightly under that. And that is checked. Landing dispatch, runway 28 right. This is all checked. Import weather. Calculate. Maximum 157.3, which is also fine for us. Alright, check ADIS, check the weather, set the local altimeter. So for the first flight of the day or a crew change, we're going to continue with these items, aircraft documents, they are all on board. We'll do a PA system test. Verify that works. The first officer will do the flight deck access system check, which is not simulated. Check the emergency equipment, verify it is all there. And then continue with the aft overhead. No abnormal lights, everything's checked. EECs are on, 3 green. That is checked. Recall. Everything is normal, so I'll cancel that. Circuit breakers are all checked and pushed in, not simulated. Manual gear extension door is closed, is checked. And then we do the flight initialization, which is not simulated because that requires ACARS. Alright, do a cabin briefing with the cabin crew, and then once that is complete, the first officer will do his walk around, and we'll continue with the FMC. So this is what I was talking about, 737-900ER landed wingtips, which is incorrect. It should be split scimitars. Tried everything to fix it, I couldn't get it to fix, so that's unfortunate. Engine rating 27K, nav database up to date, that's all checked. And that is checked. Continue with the overhead scan. First officer is back. He's quick. The damper comes on. Light extinguishes. See what signs can come on. Fueling is completed. We're going to set in our step altitude 360. Landing altitude is 0 feet. Using system 1 because it's an odd day. And that is checked. The TCAS test. Observe the pattern. Just check and wait for TCAS test pass. Now we'll do the GPWS test.
TCAS test pass.
Alright. Enable 270 knots at Bayer, so we're going to plug in 270 or below.
Pull up. Wind shear. Wind shear. Wind shear.
Now we can see 8.7. Flight plan says 7.4, so that's checked. First officer checks. Sorry, captain checks. Minimums in case of a return to runway 04 left is 850 or 845, sorry. It's 845. And the first officer would also select the frequencies here. Let's go ahead and do that. So for Detroit VOR 1134, and that's checked and identified, and then the ILS is 11195. Set on standby. 5 courses 036 and 035 for the initial heading for runway 03 left. Initial climb 17,000 feet plus 100. That's checked. Rest is checked and set. And that's good to go. Both pilots are completed or ready, so we can do the pre-flight checklist. Oxygen tested 100%, navigation, transfer and display switch is normal auto. Window heat on, pressurization mode selector auto. Flight instruments, track 126, 126, altimeters 3021 within 35 feet of each other and within 75 feet of field elevation. Parking brake is set and fuel control switch is cut off. One thing I've also noticed is the, oh, now it's correct. Maybe it needs the IRSs, but sometimes I have the cabin altitude be weirdly off. So, yeah. But it normally doesn't have to do with IRS alignment. So, maybe because the door opened, maybe that's also the case. But then I would see a differential pressure, which I didn't see, 0. So, anyways, we'll get ready. We'll go ahead and get boarded, and then we can get out of here. Alright, so boarding has completed. And so we can, fuel fuel weight has pretty much stayed the same. And 6 units, or 6 tons, that's imperial tons of reserves, has been calculated. 22, 8, calculate, no assumed temperature, no derate, flaps 5, 155, 155, 163, RMV nav and LNAV. With version 10.8 or above for the FMC, you can use VNAV and LNAV in a real plane, and PMDG simulates 10.8, so that's why you can run them on the ground. And that is set. IFR clearance has also been received or been given or done, and the only thing now is to do the departure briefing, and then we can do the before start items. I will start the APU. Left side pressurized. 400 hertz, 115 volts. You'd wait normally about 3 minutes until applying bleed, but we're going to go and do it now. Alright, so we're clear to pressurize the hydraulics, and we're going to do the before start items. Not sure if it closes anything. Alright, so I had to close the front door myself.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Fuel pumps on, hydraulic pumps on, anti-collision light on. Pressure goes out. Trim 4.9 units is set. 0 and 0. Before start checklist.
Locking gear.
Like the door closed and locked. MCP V2163 heading 035, altitude 17,000 feet. CDU preflight completed. B1 155 155 163. Rudder and aileron trim free and 0. Taxi and takeoff briefing completed. Anti-collision light is on. Before start checklist complete.
Release parking brakes, please. Commencing push. All engines clear. Start at will.
Alright, starting 2. Okay, starting 1. You stay on auto.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed. Left is clear. Right is clear.
Up. Down. Neutral. Left. Right. Rudder. Left. Right. Neutral. Alright, signal given. Before taxi checklist. Generators on, probe heat on. Anti-ice off, isolation valve auto, engine start switches auto, recall checked. Auto brake, RTO, engine start levers, idle detent, flight controls checked, ground equipment is clear. Or taxi checklist completed. Before takeoff checklist, flaps 5, green light, taillight trims 4.9 units set. Before takeoff check is completed. Ready for takeoff, just gotta be aware we're flying the Dash 900, which has a tail strike degrees of 10, so we need to be careful with that. Alright, clear for takeoff, lights, camera, and action. 40%. Stable, toga. Perfect. Plus the set.
E1. Rotate. Positive rate of climb.
Gears coming up. LNAV. VNAV speed. Last one. And flaps up. Command. After takeoff checklist, engine bleeds on, packs, auto, landing gear up and off, flaps up and no lights. After takeoff checklist complete. Alright, so we're reaching top of descent now. We're about 15 minutes away from it, so let's go ahead and get started with the planning. First things first, let's check the progress page. Top of descent is in 100 miles, and we're expected to be at Portland in 230. That means our descent Distance is about 130 miles, and that's about right. Next we'll go to landing en route. We're going to import our weather 290-903, and we're going to pre-select that here. Here as well. I think the real ISFD does not have the capability of pre-selecting. We'd have to go out of standard and then select it and then put standard again. Recall. Check nothing. Fuel is balanced. And that is checked. Checking our charts. Weather does favor runway 28 still. So we can keep the ILS in, 28 right. And that's good to go. Alright, so let's go ahead and take calculate our landing data, dry, import, details, flaps 30, auto brake 3, all operational, no normal, VRAM will do add 0 for now. And then calculate. We're going to use auto brake 3. You can go ahead and select that right away. And VRAM of 144 for flaps 30. So, init ref, therefore, is completed, +5 additive. We have the ILS and the course set here, so we're going to go ahead and select those now. Our navigational frequencies are set. Send paid, forecast, request the latest winds, although I don't think they're going to change because it's sim brief. And plus the winds don't typically change within 6 hours. I mean, they're normally valid within 6 hours. After that, you would have to do a wind request or a new wind request. Yep, they stayed the same. Execute. We'll put in our altimeter 290-903. Execute. Legs page. Runway 28 right with 81 feet, minus 50 is 31. Our landing elevation of 0 is correct. Although because we are within 50 feet, I'm going to go ahead and select 50. So, the nearest 50th, I think. Alright, so we'll go 20 and 15. Progress page is chai 7.7 is correct. That puts us at 7.7 with an alternate fuel of 3.4. That would put us at 4.3 tons, imperial tons that we had to hold. Which is about 45 to 60 minutes. That's checked. Minimums is 281 feet. We'll set our descent initially to 9,000. Recall is checked, like I said. So descent checklist. Pressurization, landing altitude 50 feet set. Recall checked. Auto brake level 3. Landing data VREF 144 for flaps 30. Minimums 281 feet barrow. Approach briefing completed. Descent checklist completed. Alright, landing checklist. Engine start switches, auto, speed brake, armed, landing gear down, flaps, 30 green light. Landing checklist complete.
400. Approaching minimums.
Glide slope. Glide slope.
Minimums.
Glide slope.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Alright, we're going to taxi really slow because we have a 3-minute cooldown and our gate is literally right there. So we need to use up all this time as much as we can. There is some traffic, but I wonder if it's scenery traffic or if it's traffic. Alright, we're about to reach our 3 minutes. Few minutes have passed. AP is available. Alright, shutdown checklist. Fuel pumps off, except for aft left for the APU. Probe heat, auto, hydraulic panel set, flaps up, no light. Parking brake is set. Engine start levers cut off, and weather radar is off. Now turn off the brakes for cooling. Shocks are set. And to reduce load, we're going to go ahead and apply the APU. So, welcome to Portland. Hope you guys enjoyed the flight. If you have any suggestions, if you have any requests of certain airports that I should visit, let me know and I'll consider doing them. And yeah, thank you guys so much, and we'll see you all in the next one. Till then, peace.